Shalom. Call halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Awashai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutation to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like the heathen. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. It's extremely hot in the Midwest. Temperature is well over 100 degrees. Heat index. For those of you who are in the Midwest, make sure you staying hydrated. All right, but drinking my water with a little cinnamon in it. Put a cinnamon stick in your water. It's very healthy. Good for your blood. Good for everything. Immune system. Love it. Apostle Elder Tahar turned me on to that. I had a headache once, and he gave me some hot water with cinnamon in it, and the headache went away instantly. So I knew it had to do something with the blood. All right. But let's get to the lesson. I watched a couple videos this morning, and today is the Day of Atonement, so before I even get started, let me just mention that. So at sundown, the Day of Atonement begins, which is one of our high holy days. And with everything that's coming down the pipe, we know that the mandates are coming back again, all that, all the false information that surrounds that, and it's going to be enforced because it started in some places already. So it's not like they're going to turn it back. Once they start it, it's only going to turn up. So eventually that will come. It may not come in the time frame that they said, in September. Going into October, it probably will come. Usually when information comes out and it gets talked about on social media, they kind of, push back on it. All right. But nevertheless, it is something it's happening. So it's already here. It's happening. They're already claiming people are in a hospital with no evidence of it. They just say whatever they want to. It's kind of like how they can just say, "Oh, we were cyber attacked," because they don't have to present any information or any, proof. They can just say it, and we're dealing with the people who use false statistics and pseudoscience and false science all the time, almost on a daily basis, to control narratives. But we're going to talk about a video I was just watching the news, and these moms against, the alphabet mafia, and then the moms that are for the alphabet mafia. And I just happened to find a couple shorts that have both. All right. And let's go to the scriptures. I'm going to go to Mark 3 and 23. Let's go ahead and pull that up. This is Mark 3 and 20, starting at 23, and it reads, "And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end." And Esau Edom is divided worldwide. All right. You got, Eastern Edomites versus the Western Edomites. The blue state Edomites versus the red state Edomites. And then you got the factions within the blue that are against each other, and the factions within the red that are against each other. These people are totally divided. You got Edomites that hate Jake. All right. You got Edomites that love Jake. You got Edomites that know the importance of keeping Jake around just for financial and business reasons, but still hate them. So it's just division all among Edom. All right. Point blank period. So this is from the Now This News. This was a mom that was speaking. So we just play a little bit of her, just a few seconds.
Out of frustration, my kid designed this logo. And I loved it. So I put it on shirts and stickers and buttons because I think every queer kid and family in Wilson County deserves to know that the majority of us do not subscribe to the bigoted ideas of what you think Wilson County Values stands for.
So that's her take on it. All right. Now, who's to say that this angry mob here of these good Christians and Muslims who are beating the shoe? What? They at war with each other, man. They going at it. The police in there. Yeah, look at those niggers. But these people are against it and don't want this stuff taught to their children. So let's play a little bit of this one.
Hey designers and content
Goddamn
creators,
commercial.
Adobe just hosted an awesome live stream on August 16th.
Hey, shut up. Fat.
We showed you this video on Wednesday, protests turning violent following a school board decision in Glendale, California. Parents have been taking their kids out of class.
California knows how to party.
New Pride Month curriculum. They're upset over what their children are being taught about gender identity and the LGBTQ plus community. Police arrested at least 3 people. We don't know if the 3 people they arrested were parents or protesters or bad actors who somehow got involved in this large protest. But there was a similar demonstration in Montgomery County, Maryland, where parents shouted to protect our kids and family rights. This was in Baltimore and in Washington, D.C. The parents are saying no opt-out policy for approved books that feature LGBTQ plus characters and themes. A lot of people who are in this group of protesters were Christian and Muslim parents.
Let's say, so they got a rainbow coalition of people, of parents who are against this, about that being taught to their children. And then you got, this Edomite woman that's making T-shirts to give to everyone to support it. So you clearly have a house divided, all right? And this almost looked like it's staged, because one thing you don't see is Muslim women come out and do this sort of thing, all right? Because it went from Esau to you showing to a whole bunch of, and this, I guess this was in Maryland. This wasn't in the same place where the brawls broke out. Those were Edomites that were, doing a scene from Batman, a big, from the old school Batman, pow, bang, he'll beating the shit out of each other. But yeah, typically you don't see that, with Muslim women. But let's see what this guy was saying.
You can hear that man leading a chant, "Let's fear God." Parents on the other side.
See, you don't have to scream, "Let's fear God," It shows in your actions, all right? And one thing's for sure is that, let's go back to the first video. All right, that bug out right there. This woman here,
out of frustration, my kid designed this.
Clearly does not fear God, and many like her, all right? But the problem is that it's not only with this the fight over the alphabet stuff, it's also with history, all right? And what they call CRT, all right? And if you look at this, you got Man Blast, critical race theory, this coon right here. Then you got this one where the kids are all holding up the black fist. So once again, you got a house divided, all right? Because Israel is divided too between the Lord's elect, the 144,000, shalom to them, all right, and the rest of the elect, and then the 2/3, which this guy is a part of, all right? Clearly, okay? And the problem is that it's shameful spewing because that's what this really, when you really look into it and listen to it, it always comes back around to race. Race will trump the alphabet lifestyle. Stuff. It always does. And all you have to do is just listen to the debates and and that's what it's always going to come down to the CRT, which is incorrect. It should be CRHF, critical race historical facts. Like and subscribe. All right, that's what it should be. Matter of fact, let's go to Habakkuk 2:15. And what's happening is, as I was explaining to a young Edomite not that long ago, that the problem is that what they're complaining about, our kids are being indoctrinated with. No, what's happening is the indoctrination has already happened. you butted up and tried to, use comforting speech on heinous racial disparity, on some of the most violent acts known to man, all done in the name of Christianity and white Jesus. All right, this land theft, property theft. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. All right, and now we're in the information age, and all these books and all this information that was not a part of the curriculum that was written, most of them during the time frames when these things were happening or shortly thereafter. Well, all this information can be researched and accessed on the internet. And the truth of the matter is that it's being spread through social media, and the people who once bragged about all the things that they could get away with, and all the things that they made songs about it. Happy Days. Remember the song to Happy Days? Remember, in the 50s was the actual, the zenith, the precipice of Esau Edom's power, the so-called white man. All right, what else did you have? Those Were the Days from what was that show? All in the Family. All right, when they were singing, when Edith and Archie sang Those Were the Days. Why? Because the so-called white man was in his highest point of patriarchal power. His woman was supporting him, living high off the hog and in the lap of luxury as a result of it. And Jake was suffering. And now all of a sudden we're all suffering. No. And the problem with it is that they don't like a light being shined on all the ill-gotten gain and ill-gotten wealth that they got. They don't like the light being shined on that. All right? This is Habakkuk 2:15. Warn to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So, applying that to the alphabet stuff. But now it gets worse. It says, thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. And now it's shameful. The hangings, the rapes, the murders, the Emmett Tills, the Roselands, the Devil's Punch Bowl, the Elaine, Tennessee's, the Black Wall Streets, the Black Belts, here in Chicago, all these things that took place all around the country. The 20 something drowned towns, well, black towns are underwater, that was prosperous towns that were doing better than the so-called white people after the turn of the century, that just destroyed them just out of racial hate. And after they destroyed these towns, what did they do? They put up project buildings, tenant buildings, moved them in there to experiments. That's why they were called projects, because they were scientific projects. Let's stack these people on top of each other, give them second and third class education, and second and third class information, second and third class jobs, second and third class education and food. And let's watch them turn into rats. Let's watch them turn into niggers. And now that all they doing is twerking, selling drugs, twerking, shooting, or singing about they pussy pink, they booty hole brown. Glorifying whoredoms, glorifying violence. As the brother Mike Ollie used to say, who used to be the head of the Chicago camp, that brother used to say often that the nigga in America was created by the so-called white man, and it is so true, because they weren't niggas when they got here. Okay? So, but it's his wine, his poison, that has messed up the people of the world, the people of the earth. So I'm going to play a bit of this video here.
You prolong adolescence to an absurd degree. You don't prioritize maturity, but at the same time, you sexualize your children very early. I mean, you've got like third graders twerking, and singing explicit song lyrics, and then you put that on social media for everyone to see.
Mm-hmm.
You're teaching kindergartners about sex and masturbation, about homosexuality and transgenderism. You think that Prepubescent children can decide to have their genitals removed before they even know what they're actually for. You put little girls in beauty contests and try to turn them into, miniature Beyoncés and Cardi B's singing about WAP. I mean, 12%, I saw a study, 12% of 12-year-olds in the U.S. are already sexually active at 12.
Damn.
Now, 6.5% of them had actually already engaged in anal sex by the age of 12. The majority of sex offenders in the West victimize children, and they say about 90% of sexual assaults on children are never even reported. So imagine what the real numbers are. No, you have a pedophilia problem in the West. And no matter how much you wish you could, you can't shift that over to us. We're not going to help you justify your sickness. You don't raise your children.
Hey, I have to agree with the guy 100%, And hopefully, when things come at them too hard and expose them too hard, they'll find some reason to get rid of this video and say that it was offensive and all that. But that's just it. When you tell the truth on these people, they get offended because shameful spewing is upon their glory. All right? And like this guy wants to blast critical race history or critical race historical facts. Let me share one with you.
Well-known fact here. Listen, escaping slaves used to throw balls of fried cornmeal out to distract the hounds from tracking them. The hounds stopped barking and tracking thanks to the cornmeal, which later adapted the name hush puppies. Did anybody else know that?
I did not know that.
If you did, make sure you share this with your friends and tag them on. Let them get some history on why we call it hush puppies.
And it was a future Edomite concubine that shared that with me. Just sent it to me out of nowhere. All right? Because clearly she watches my videos and she knows, what I'm into. And that I'm into the truth. And she sent that to me. I never knew that the hush puppies came from slaves carrying them as they ran away. And would throw them to get the hounds off their trail to distract them while they get away. But yet you got a coon like this one blasting that history when it comes out. All right. So, as you can see, people are hip to what's going on. The other nations are going hard. And there is a problem with the P word here in America. I mean, Woody Allen, I just heard, and this is on YouTube. But, but if I play it, it's going to be a problem. Let me see if I can find that video with Woody Allen's wife basically in tears going at him about what he did. Yeah, this is the video right here.
The media even bothers to look into who
Woody Allen. I want to talk about this because a lot of things have been coming up with Woody Allen. And
matter of fact, let me just find it on the YouTube. All right, what's the name of this? Horrifying details about Woody Allen's abusing his kids. All right, and there was no cancel culture on Woody Allen or anyone who wears a hat like he does. Those people seem to be immune from certain things. There it is. So I'll just let it play.
I want to show you a side hustle. No, it's not what you think.
Man, smack you in the face. Go somewhere, man.
Woody Allen. I want to talk about this because a lot of things have been coming up with Woody Allen. And, Vinny brought a video out. Vinny, if you want to even read the story with Woody Allen, I think it's on page 8. Take the lead on that.
I'm pretty sure Woody knows something.
And go from there.
Yeah, okay. So the Wall Street Journal published an analysis of recently released documents that provided the, details of Jeffrey Epstein contacts with high-profile individuals from 2008 with the guilty pleas to soliciting and procuring a minor for prostitution, all right? They included thousands of pages of emails, schedules from 2013 to 2017, which show the nature of the frequency of these Epstein's contacts with our array of powerful people. They included Lawrence Summers, a former Treasury Secretary and one-time Harvard University president, who met with Epstein and Harvard after Harvard decided it would no longer accept his donations, and Woody Allen, Oscar-winning movie director who attended dozens of dinners with his wife, Suni, who is his adopted daughter, and he's 87. She's 87, and he's 87, she's 52. So like almost a 40-year.
It's
it's disgusting.
So she's
And
like
Epstein,
my age,
at
practically.
Epstein's mansion, and invited Epstein to film screenings. Other figures include billionaire venture capitalist and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, and Leon Black, billionaire co-founder of private equity giant Apollo Global Management. So yesterday I was doing research for having you on, and just reading up, and then I saw a clip of Mia Farrow, who was, she adopted her, and
Suni Previn and her daughter Dylan Farrow was molested.
Molested, and when you're doing this type of research, I came up to a clip of the '90s of a leaked, like a tapped.
I haven't listened to it, but I've heard of it.
So, and I showed it to Pat yesterday. I got emotional in this prep meeting because it's Mia Farrow and Woody Allen's on the phone, and she's telling.
Disturbing.
It's I'm gonna get emotional right now. She's crying. Mind you, this is her adopted daughter, and describing what.
Now they're gonna drown out Woody Allen's voice, which is good, so we don't get any copyrights or any of that. But they're gonna, so they kind of mute his voice and just let her speak.
The rape and the abuse that he did to a 7-year-old girl, and Pat heard this and he was in shock. We had to hear it twice. So if it's right, this is a tapped phone call from Woody Allen talking to Mia Farrow, and they're talking about Dylan, who was the 7-year-old at the time. And
what I'm playing, Ron.
Because you will not let me get it. You have to. It's way beyond that now. What you've done to Suni, what you've done to Dylan. What you've done to Dylan. Dylan's a baby. How could you do that to her? I don't know anything of the kind. I know what Dylan tells me. You've told me nothing but lies. Dylan tells the truth and consistently. No, I don't know that, Woody. I've always been worried about you and Dylan. And I didn't know the doctor had to report this to the authorities. I didn't know that. I went just to be sure she was all right. And she's not all right, Woody. She walks around the house holding her vagina. She sleeps with me.
Piece of shit.
She's scared of you. And you hurt her. And I feel pretty guilty myself that I wasn't there to protect her.
See, I'm gonna stop right there, man, because I'm getting emotional. Getting mad about it, all right? And these are the rulers of the earth. These are the people that people have looked up to, and that's why the whole world is coming against them. That's why the Muslim and the Ishmaelite said what he said about them, all right? There's no cancel culture on Woody Allen or anyone like him, all right? Never was. But look what they did to R. Kelly. Look what they did to Bill Cosby. Right? Woody Allen was dealing with minors, little bitty children. All right? Hadn't even, had their womanly stuff happen yet. All right? Well, no council culture on him. His movies are still playing. You didn't see all the white women come together, all the nigger women come together, and all the hat wearing, the little hat wearing mafia, use their social media platforms, their media companies, and make videos about it. No, because these people will always want to cover up the wickedness that they do, all right, and be shown in a good light when they're the most wicked, most harmful, most dangerous people on the face of the earth, and the whole world is seeing it. Let's read this again. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. For thy violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts, which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and all that dwell therein. They're gonna have to pay for everything that they've done. All the wickedness that they've done is being brought to the light, and destruction is coming for them. All right? This is Lamentations 4 and 21. And it reads, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that's why they mad. All right? Their sins are being discovered. And their time is almost up. Call halal Yahweh Shalom Shai Ba Shem Wakak Wadash Wa Baba Ba Kwam Yasharala.